Good morning. I'm going to take a little walk here. We're going to have to cross the road. It's going to be a little bit loud. But I wanted to record something specifically for sales reps who are looking at getting a dream job, but maybe you've got that entrepreneurial spirit kind of baked inside your DNA. There's nothing wrong with having that. But I was in some talks over the last few weeks, and there were several entrepreneurs, sales reps, entrepreneurs. Several of these young people who were interviewing for their dream jobs, and in particular wanted to say, hey, is it cool if I use my part-time or my spare time to do some sort of other entrepreneurial venture? And look, the answer is a resounding yeah, you can. If you're 1099, there's nothing stopping you from doing that. But if you go to a business owner, especially before you have secured the role, there is a possibility that you're going to turn that person down. Let these cars pass. So, what does a business owner want? A business owner wants to know that if he's making an investment of time, effort, and money into bringing you into the team, and that you're going to be responsible for helping to raise that top line revenue and potentially bottom line. And then before you start, you go to that person and you say, hey, is it cool if I do this other thing? Well, the answer may be yes, but I promise you that business owners, hiring managers, want to see somebody who is focused. I don't care if you're 1099 or W-2. The legality states that as a 1099, you're a contractor and you're able to do really whatever it is that you want to do. I think the park I'm trying to walk to is got construction going on. I see some heavy equipment going. I might get chased off. Maybe I'll just walk in this neighborhood over here. So look, legally, you can do whatever you want with your time. I encourage you to do so. I just want you to have the awareness that the hiring manager is probably not going to be okay with you going in with half focus. This is saying, chase two rabbits, catch none. And business owners and managers with a ton of experience on the offers you want to be on, they know this to be true. So if you're going in and you're thinking, I'll be on the up and up, and I'm gonna just ask, is it cool if I work on my entrepreneurial venture? At least with me, I'm probably not hiring you. It's gonna be at least a discussion, and we may decide not to move forward with you on account of, sounds like you're distracted. Now, if you're more established, let me give you some caveat here. If you're more established, let's say, for instance, you are, 10 years into the game. You've got a phenomenal track record of success. And historically, you've been able to perform on multiple offers, or you've been able to perform while running your entrepreneurial ventures. Then I would say you probably have a better shot. But until you're in the position where that is blatantly obvious, that you have that level of control, then I maybe wouldn't. This kind of goes back. I was going to end the video, but I'm going to share a relevant story. So if you've been following my feed or my posts for very long, you probably heard me talk about this one mentor I had who, like, this was a pretty rough, tough dude. He was a automotive mechanic, owned a couple of shops. I was the director of marketing as a young man, like 23, 24 years old. And God, that timing, that's amazing, because I've been doing the sales, team building and sales management thing for right at 12 years. And this story, the timeline just works. So check this out. This is what he had to say. I was doing the bright shiny object thing. I was doing the, chasing 2 rabbits or 10 rabbits thing. I wanted to start all these businesses, and I had all these ideas, some for his company, some for new companies. And 3 months in, 6 months into the relationship, we had a pretty good relationship. We rode to lunch together every day. We spent a lot of time together. So he heard a lot of ideas. And we were driving home from lunch. I was scrolling my phone. I saw something. And I told him this idea. And he's like, shut the fuck up. And I was like, what? No, what? And honestly, his tone and how loud he was kind of frightened me. I teared up a little bit. I didn't want him to see that. I was hurt because I had a lot of trust for this guy. He had always been receptive and encouraged me to share ideas before that. And then I found out, he really didn't actually want to hear those ideas. So he told me, shut the fuck up. Every single day, you've got a new idea, something new, something else you want to chase down, but I've never seen you actually stick anything through long enough to see it work. So then he challenged me, and he said, I challenge you. He said, I challenge you to go out, pick one thing, do it until it makes you a millionaire or until it bankrupts you. So if you're new in your sales career, remember the 12 years? That was 12 years ago when that happened. I'm 36. I was either 23 or 24. So right around that time is when I started and went all in on sales. I remember deciding it's sales because I knew conversationally I was talented and had the ability to listen well, empathize with people, and I knew that I was making my money doing sales while pretending to be a marketer. So I went all in. I'm not bankrupt yet. So I would encourage you, if you're new in your career, you're gonna be chasing those objects, but until somebody checks you up and you really lose a great opportunity on account of your lost focus, and you won't even know you're losing them. So let me just tell you now, you will lose opportunities because of your lack of focus. So in the case, maybe quit trying to chase all those rabbits. Maybe spend a little time on the one position. Do your due diligence better and better. Make a list. Chet Holmes talks about a Dream 100. So make a list of your top 25 or 100 companies. I did this with one of my sales rep student clients. He wanted to find a job, so we made a spreadsheet, and we documented all the things that would be required of a position that he was going to take, and all of the non-negotiables that if they didn't have it, or if they did have it, that he would not take the position. So we made 2 lists, a pros and cons list, and then I had him 5 a day. He had to research and reach out to companies that were a perfect fit and that could help him reach his future version of himself, his income goals. So if you don't have that kind of clarity, I promise it'll take you a few hours to do, maybe even an hour a day after you get your list built. But get that clarity. It's going to be hard. You're going to rack your brain and you're going to think you've gone deep enough, and you haven't. So go deeper. And then go all in. Like truly all in. And I don't know what all in means to you, but when I hear all in, I'm thinking zero other distractions. Zero. Like, you cannot say, I'm going to do some day trading on the side. You cannot, I'm just going to start an Amazon store. You can't take a second offer. You need to go all in on a company that matches your vision for yourself. If you're not in a position that matches your best version of yourself, then you're in a position that is, well, I'll just ask you, if you're not in a position that matches who you want to be, are you moving toward or away from who you want to be? Now, if that position has you kind of gritting your teeth and you don't love it, maybe it's a struggle, I don't know, but it moves you closer to the next version of yourself, then in that case, maybe stick it out, because you're gaining the skill set to match who you want to be. If, though, it doesn't check more than a few boxes, getting you closer to where you want to be, then you really need to start looking at whether or not you should stay there and for how long. So, it's really cold. My hand holding this phone up is going numb, but I'm gonna do it for you. So, I guess let's just do a short recap. When you're new, you're trying to figure it out, odds are, I don't speak in very many definitive statements, but this one's definitive. When you're new and you're starting out, you do not have the clarity and the awareness you need to be chasing too many rabbits. Pick the thing that you need to be focused on to get you to the next version of yourself, and then go after that one thing with every single piece of yourself for the allotted time you've given it. If you say, if you're in 10 hours a day, 12 hours a day, then do that for 10, 12 hours a day. Man, we could go in so many different directions. I'm not going to do that right now. I'm going to get to the end of the street. Our walk got derailed by construction in this neighborhood. So I'm going to put my hand back in my pocket, warm it up, pick up the pace a little bit. I need to do about a mile run this morning. I think we're as warm as these legs are gonna get. It's like 27 degrees right now. So stay focused, y'all. Holler if you need anything. Here for you. Calendar's always open. Talk soon.